Welcome back, and now we're going to make the lentil salad. So this recipe is inspired by a salad that I used to eat in 2012 back in Jacksonville. It was a natural food store, and they had a lentil salad, and now I've added things to it because I loved it so much. I would used to get it every day, so I'm going to teach you how to do it. So the first thing is to cook your lentils. So I have already cooked lentils here for time, but normally you rinse your lentils, you don't have to soak them, and then you cook a 2-to-1 ratio. So I've cooked these lentils in vegetable stock because my friend is a vegetarian. I want to be mindful of that. They come in I have tricolor down there in the pantry, but today I just use regular lentils. So I cook them to the package instructions. I rinsed them in cool water, and then I refrigerated them in the refrigerator. Or cooled them in the refrigerator. Sorry, it's raining outside. It's messing with my brain. So these are cooled lentils. You don't want to have hot lentils because we have fresh kale, bell pepper, lemon, onion, and then a vinaigrette. So you want them cool because this is a lentil salad. So we'll put those to the side. And then while we make the salad, I have some slivered almonds. I did ask if there was any nut allergy for my friend, and she said no. So I normally do slivered almonds, sliced almonds. You can do walnuts, peanuts. We're doing Asian kind of style today, so you could do peanuts. I have pine nuts in the freezer that I thought about, but any kind of nut. So while we're making the salad, I'm going to actually toast these in the pan on medium-low heat. No oil, because obviously nuts have enough oil in them. And we're going to keep an eye out on them because they do burn pretty quick, so keep an eye out on those. So to assemble our salad, I will make the dressing first. And I find that making the dressing first in the bowl, because I made coleslaw today earlier for another recipe, but really making your dressing first and then tossing the ingredients in makes a difference. So where'd it go? Oh, sorry. Since we use the sesame honey mustard dip with our tofu, I figured we use it in our dressing. So I'm gonna do that. Just about 1/4 cup, just to enhance the flavor and carry it through with our tofu, which is still roasting in the oven, which is pretty good. Then I have a lemon, which I normally do a lemon vinaigrette with this anyways. So, but I won't zest it because it's a little too strong with the lemon and the zest, and a lime, because that's what I did with our pool water. And then also, so again, use your fork. If you have a juicer, use it. But this gets all the membranes and gets all that juice flowing. You don't want it too liquidy because it is a salad. I don't even know. Let's see how much juice we get from this. We're everyday cooks. We're recipe testing. Yeah, this lemon is juicy. And of course, you want to be cognizant of the seeds. That was a really juicy lemon. Okay, lemon. Lucy lemon. And the great thing about the acid that we're putting in here breaks down the raw kale leaves because they are pretty fibrous and tough. The acid will break down the kale that's going in our salad, and that is kind of the chemistry, the why behind the why. So we'll put these aside for our pool water if we need more because we're always reusing. I'm going to use a little bit of jalapeno. Not much. And again, I like to put it down. Remember, hold your fingers back and then rock your knife. We're going to cut these into little strips. Oops. I even got my finger, almost got my finger there. And then we're going to turn these horizontally and then cut really, really fine minces. And then move your fingers back. keeping an eye out on our almonds, which they need to... They're getting brown. Oops, get back in there. You can actually smell them too, so that's why I kind of turn around. You can smell the oils from the nuts. Any nut that you're toasting, you can actually smell it. So always be mindful of them on the stove because they can burn pretty quickly. And then as I get to the end of any product that I'm chopping, I always take my fingers out of the way, put it down, and then kind of continue to chop. Safety first. Run your finger gently across the knife. Mr. Bench Scraper is to the rescue because I don't want to cut myself. There's that. And then we are going to, wash our hands because we touched jalapeno. And even while I'm washing my hands, I can smell the nuts. They're probably almost toasted. So I'm going to hurry and... Yeah, those look good. You're just kind of awakening the spirit of the nut. I know that sounds weird. Even with spices, you do the same thing. You can toast them, and even dried spices or anything that's dried, it's just awakening their potential. I'm actually going to do that for another minute-ish. Okay, so jalapeno, you go away. So we have the sesame kind of mustard thing. We have the jalapeno. We have the lime juice, lemon juice. It's good. I'm going to add some sesame oil. You can actually hear it popping, which I really like because that means it's working. Not that it wouldn't work, but about 2 tablespoons. Should have never bought these jars. They're not practical. I think these are toasted enough for me. And one of the great things about this being hot, you can add it to the dressing, and not only does the almond essence infuse with vinaigrette, it does the same to the hot almonds. So, a little chefy tip you didn't know that I just discovered and thought of. See, hear that? Yeah. It smells so good. Sorry. Alright, that looks so good. Smells good too, that nuttiness. Yum. Okay. So this is a little warm, so while we chop our other ingredients, this will cool down. So the first thing I like to chop is our bell pepper. My chefy tips on how to cut a bell pepper is you put it in quadrants. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn on its side. That's 4. You can use the bottom still, so cut that off. The rest you can't use. So then you have these quadrants with membranes. So you can either cut them off carefully, just run your knife along. And then I kind of flatten them out. So then you have a little strip along with that. And you do the same. So some of them are harder because there might be more angles to them. So you just kind of chop it off. Again, move your fingers out of the way. Okay, so there's 2. The scraps you can put in vegetable stock or anything else, but the membranes you don't want. There's 3. And then 4. So you see how this has like a little cavern to it? So if I'm cutting in a certain direction, I kind of move the knife that way, not towards me. So I kind of just, put down and then move your knife, and then you well, they're curved. So it's a straight knife with a curved item. So you have to work your way around. Kind of, there you go. Pry it apart. See? Easy peasy-ish. Alright. So, just like the salsa video, I like to put my flat items down. And then we're actually going to cut these into strips. So, again, watch your fingers. Rock the boat. We're not in a rush. We're just cutting slices. And sometimes these bell peppers are long, so you can cut them in half. So we're going to cut those in half, move them aside. Mr. Bench Scraper will get those. And then press it down, and then do little slices. Move your fingers out of the way. Turn it in half, move them around, flip. And I like the freshness that the red pepper provides to the salad. We have kind of an Asian-inspired meal, but this is just so good. They're crispy. They're red bell peppers, but you can use orange, yellow, green, whatever you have. This is how I remember it, so I use red. And then for this guy, he's a little thick. So I'm just going to trim him just a tad. And you don't have to use this little bud, but I try and use every part that I can. And turn him around. Awesome. Mr. Bench. Alright, so he's going in here. And then we're going to work on the onion. So cut the top off, or bottom, I should say, the root. Oh, that was the southern coming at me. The root. And this is a pretty large red onion. I'll probably use a quarter of it. So cut it in half, put it to the side. Peel back the first layer. And then I'm just going to do one down the horizontally, and then just a couple onions. And the reason I don't go so many horizontal slices like you see like chefs do, because there's already layers of the onion, and they're already kind of, I call them apartments. You know, there's so many layers. So all you have to do is cut it down the front and then just slice, and you're good to go. So about a quarter of this large red onion. Use Mr. Scraper. Okay, there's that. And now we have our kale. So our kale, this was organic kale that I found in the store. I like using dinosaur kale, purple kale, whatever kale you have. But one of the rules about kale is to remove this fibrous stem. So basically what you want to do is just go along the stem and take it off. And then you're going to have like this like bib. Rip it in half and then layer it, because we're going to cut it. And this is how we kind of chiffonade other ingredients. But this is on a larger scale. And plus we're going to get like same shape sizes. So do here. That tofu is smelling really good. I'm actually going to check on it really quick. So put that there. Ooh, that looks really good. Sesame. Alright, so again, remove as much of that rib that you can. You don't have to go all the way to the top, but we're not cooking this kale, so remove as much as you can. There was curly kale today, and I wanted to get it, but I don't know. I just felt the flat dinosaur kale would be nice. even though that's a little piece, we're still going to use it. So lay it on the table. All right. Sometimes it breaks off, but that's fine. See how like fibrous that is? So you just start from the bottom, go to the top. I did rinse this and kind of shook it dry. And the great thing about kale is that it doesn't break down when you have a salad. So just like regular lettuce, it can like hold its own in a salad, which I like. Has a lot of nutrients. Poor thing, this one's not going to make it today. Sorry, this one's not going to make it today. Sorry, you did not get the pass to go in the salad. Sometimes you just don't make it. But you tried, and I appreciate it. This one's broken, but it's okay. Even though it's small, it does make a big difference, because that's, even if I like this little thing, does not, you don't want to eat that in a salad, so that's why we're doing it. Oops. This one was an introvert. Okay, one last one. I'm just going horizontally and pulling out the leaves from the stem. Okay, so just like I've showed you before, how we chiffonade basil leaves, mint leaves, or any type of herb, that's what I just did, is stack all the leaves on top of each other. I kind of roll them to get a firm grip of what I'm chopping, because safety first. Sometimes it doesn't happen completely. Yes. Are you trying to make sure I did it right? Here, Maggie's trying to make sure I did it right. See? Look. Did I do it right? Okay, thank you. Glad I got your seal of approval. So, roll it tight, and then you're just going to hold it, and as you rock your knife, remember, rock your knife, we are going to just do thin slices. And then you're pressing down and then moving your fingers back as you chop. And there, I would say about not even a quarter of an inch, just for some texture. And then if you have to stop, which normally I do, any pro chef stops, or everyday cook, and you want to re-roll or tuck back in something that escapes you, so you have that luxury of doing that. And you press it down in place, and then you just continue. And then again, as you get near the end, if you're not comfortable, kind of try and place together what you can, and then you let your knife do the work, so you're not hurting yourself. Okay, so Mr. Scraper goes in here. All right, so we have our kale, our red bell pepper, red onion, our toasted almond slivers, and then our vinaigrette, which smells really good. And then we will add our lentils. Already cooked. I did the whole bag because I like to cook a lot of food. But you don't have to. You can make this on a much smaller scale. This looks really pretty though. It smells spectacular. Vegetarian. Healthy, fibrous. Let's see how it tastes. Might need some, well, might need a mop because I just put it on the floor. Happens wherever they cooks. See how it tastes and see if it needs salt, pepper, even some more lemon, lime juice. All right. Let's get a spoon. Yeah. Needs a whole bunch of love. I didn't realize how many lentils I made, and the lentils just dissipated the flavors I built in the bowl. So, another half lemon, another half lime. The sesame is there for sure. Need some salt and pepper. Mags. Maggie, go. I'm cooking. About a teaspoon of salt. And half, it needs some salt. Pepper. And then flavors will develop over time. But if you can't taste what's happening now, it's definitely going to be bland later. So let's get that going. But always be mindful. You can always add. You can't take away with salt and pepper. So, or any flavors. So just be cognizant of that. Stir that all around. See how this tastes now. Much better. So taste as you go. Yeah, that was much better. Lentil salad with the kale in the almonds. All right, so we'll be back. Back, everybody. Not welcome back, but we've been cooking. I've been doing dishes because I'm the dish person in between our meals. So we've made our lentil salad, which is here. Looks very nice and fresh. Put that in our little bowl. So we have lentils, our kale, our red bell peppers, our red onions, our vinaigrette. This is a lot. You can definitely cut that in half. But again, I cook for an army. I'd rather have more than less. Smells really good. So that's that. I saved the kale leaves that we could not slice as a little decor. So I have that here. So it looks really pretty. So we have that. I also have our tofu that has been roasting in the oven. Then I broiled it for about 5-ish minutes. I kind of forgot about it a little bit. It happens where everyday cooks. But it is crispy, super firm tofu. You can hear it crispy, rispy. Remember, I had some of that leftover marinade that we did for it before it went in the oven, so I'm actually going to toss that in there. Put that here. Toss it around. Has a nice dipping, not dipping sauce, but a little nice coating. Smells so good. That sesame oil is so fragrant. We have that. It's kind of a big dish. Thought I had more tofu than I did, but where everyday cooks happens. Yum. And people think tofu is so like mushy gushy, but did you hear that? Like it's so crispy, especially the super firm. So we have that. And then we have our pool water, which I kept in the freezer the whole time. It's a little frozen. With our mint, our cucumber, our lemon, our jalapeno. And actually we'll slice another little cucumber. Try to clean up and put everything away. slice a little cucumber. Sorry. I like it pretty. Put a little slice down halfway through it so it can sit in the glass. Okay, Maggie, you can't have any of this. Maggie has the perfect cue card to come and see what's happening. And then I'll just grab a plate because I do have to try it. Looks really good. Grab a fork, grab a spoon. So I'll take a little bit of the lentil salad. And I'll use the same spoon, if that's okay, because I don't want to do more dishes. Maybe a couple pieces of tofu. Look how good that looks. It's so crispy. Tofu gets a bad rap, so try and change it. Alright, so tofu. That orange marmalade does wonders. Sesame seeds, the hoisin sauce, fish sauce, yum. The lime carries over. That's a really good salad. I think my friend's gonna like it. And then the pool water, adult pool water, with the vodka, lemon, mint, jalapeno, lime. Refreshing. Hope you enjoy this vegetarian meal. Asian tofu, a play on Asian lentil salad, a pool water, because this will be refreshing during the summer. Come cook with me again.